Hello, this is Matthew, and I welcome you to another episode of Unrewarded Intelligence, the channel that offers you free information about expensive matters. This week, we have Bitcoin to $41,356, $1 is 2,418 sats, and Ethereum at $2,806.76. Crypto markets were serviced higher demand for stablecoins and noted flows for BTC were skewed towards the sell side globally. In APAC, BTC sellers outnumbered buyers 2-1, with selling interest emerging around $41,000. The EU market likewise saw BTC selling interest. One notable exception was a rotation from DOT into BTC, as well as ETH, MATIC, and AVAX. The US saw BTC selling up until Wednesday's rate hike decision. Clients were net sellers of ETH and ADA as well, though Luna, USD, and APE garnered fresh interest. Bitcoin's on-chain activity is up for yet another consecutive week. The only on-chain metric that faltered was active addresses, which fell by a negligible minus 0.04%. Net addresses rose by plus 2.8%, daily active supply jumped by plus 0.9%, and transactions rose by plus 1.5%. After Bitcoin's market cap dropped by over minus 5% to $746 billion last week, the leading cryptoassets market cap rose by a modest plus 0.6% to $750 billion, or an increase of $4 billion. Average transaction fees fell for the second week straight, dropping by minus 18.7% after last week's more than minus 22% drop. While miner optimism appeared to be fading last week, Bitcoin's hash rate rose by plus 8.1%, and the amount of BTC in miner wallets ticked up plus 0.04% to $173 billion, 23.06% of total market capitalization. Moreover, Bitcoin's miner outflow to revenue ratio dropped by a whopping minus 12.2%, suggesting that miner optimism may be returning this week as they're holding more coins than they are offloading. For the second consecutive week, consumer wallets with 1 Bitcoin or less have ticked up, while larger wallets with 1 Bitcoin or more saw BTC outflows. Whale wallets with at least 1,000 Bitcoin saw the biggest downtick again, dropping minus 0.11% week over week after last week's drop of minus 0.3%. Now let's start with news of the world. The EU Parliament's Economic and Monetary Affairs Committee voted in favor of a draft of the Markets and Crypto Assets Regulatory Framework. The vote tallied 31 in favor, 4 against, and 23 abstentions. Notably, an earlier vote removed a provision that was reintroduced, which sought to restrict cryptocurrencies that rely on proof-of-work consensuses, like Bitcoin. The committee instead passed a provision that requires the EU Commission to determine a legislative proposal to include in the EU taxonomy, a classification system, for sustainable activities any cryptoasset mining activities that contribute substantially to climate change, by January 1, 2025. The MiCA draft will now enter a trilogue, or a formal negotiation process among EU governing bodies to finalize the legislation. Kazakhstan announced the crackdown on 106 illegal crypto mining operations. 55 of the operators shut down voluntarily, while officials forced 51 to shut down. Several of those forced to shut down are suspected of tax and customs evasion, including the unsanctioned movement of equipment into special economic zones. Inspections revealed notable political and business figures were connected to the operations, including Bolat Nazarbayev, the brother of former President Nursultan Nazarbayev. According to the statement, the government has seized a total of 67,000 machines valued at over $190 million to date as part of a broader effort to stabilize the nation's energy grid. A report published by Deloitte noted the potential for Bitcoin to support an effective ecosystem for central bank digital currencies. Deloitte noted that today's payment systems are slow, error-prone, and expensive relative to performance in other high-tech industries. The report highlights 5 areas where Bitcoin can help improve fiat currency: speed, security, efficiency, international payments, and collaboration. Deloitte describes a future where crypto exchanges retain their positions as gateways to exchange users' cryptocurrency to paper currency when transacting across different currencies. Over February 2022, the top publicly traded crypto miners increased their hash rate and BTC holdings but produced less BTC compared to January. Almost all miners with available public data increased their hash rate last month. Including previous reporting numbers for Bit Digital, hash rate reached 31 exahash across the group of 11 public BTC miners. Core Scientific still makes up the lion's share of hash rate with over 26% at 8.2 exahash. However, This figure only includes their self-mining hash rate and doesn't count their 7.7 exahash and hosted hash rate capacity offered as a service to other miners. Across both their self-mining and hosting hash rates, they plan to reach 40 to 42 exahash by the end of the year. Privacy-focused Bitcoin wallet, Wasabi Wallet, announced on Sunday, March 13th. It would prevent specific unspent transaction outputs, UXOs, from joining its CoinJoin rounds, sparking controversy on Twitter. The decision will only be enforced by Wasabi's default coordinator, a centralized entity tasked with building the CoinJoin transaction with the inputs provided by Wasabi users run by the company behind the Wasabi project. Snack's co-founder and CEO Balint Harmat said the decision was proactive as there is no current legislation obliging them to do so. People started to identify Wasabi with illicit activities and actors, and we wanted to differentiate ourselves from these players in the space. Earlier this month, the U.S. Department of the Treasury published reports that indicated that the use of traditional assets for an illicit activity far outstrips the use of BTC and other cryptocurrencies. The Treasury Department published 3 reports that identified key concerns for money laundering, terrorist financing, and weapons proliferation financing. Moreover, the Crypto Crime Trends report published by blockchain analysis firm Chainalysis, for example, found that just 0.15% of crypto transaction volume in 2021 involved illicit addresses. On March 15th, a BTC wallet address containing nearly 500 BTC spent its coins for the first time since October 28, 2010. At the time, BTC was approximately 20 cents per coin. The transaction, valued at nearly $20 million, incurred less than $10 in transaction fees. Koa, a cocoa product-focused startup, launched a program to improve transparency and accountability within the cocoa supply chain for Ghanaian farmers. The program is designed to record payments for cocoa on a blockchain to ensure that large corporations, which are the biggest consumers of cocoa, are paying fair rates to farmers. Seedtrace, a German supply chain company, provides the infrastructure for Koa, allowing farmers to identify where their products are distributed, whereas consumers can track the origin of the ingredients in their food. Bitcoin mining difficulty dropped 0.35%, the second downward difficulty adjustment this month. Based on Glassnode data, the mining hash rate stands at approximately 217 exahash as of March 17, 2022, down from an all-time high in February 2022 of 248 exahash. Whit Gibbs, founder and CEO of Compass Mining, commented, "As energy prices increase globally, we will likely see more ASICs fall off the network." Jaron Meliarid, a researcher at Arcane Research, noted that the recent seizures and crackdowns on Kazakh miners may also depress the hash rate as miners are taken offline. In the exchange stock market, US-based BTC futures ETFs had another great week in terms of assets under management, AUM. BITO saw the biggest jump at plus 11.4%, followed by BITS, plus 10.5%, BTF, plus 7.3%, and XBTF, plus 7.2%. The ETFs now trade at a premium to net asset value, NAV, flipping its previous trend. The current premium ranges from 2.2% to 4%. After trading volume dropped off last week, volumes rose significantly this week. XBTF saw the biggest rise in volume, plus 261.8%, followed by BITO, plus 200.8%, PITS, plus 196.4%, and BTF, plus 85.4%. Meanwhile, in the decentralized finance universe and NFTs, the creator of Bored Ape Yacht Club, Yuga Labs, announced its IP rights acquisition of NFT projects CryptoPunks and Meebits from Larva Labs. Yuga Labs will be giving full commercial rights to the holders of the NFTs, and plans of adding utility to the 2 acquired collections. In a Series A funding round, Solana-based NFT market Magic Eden raised $27 million to build out a gaming vertical and launch an NFT mobile application for the browsing, minting, and trading of NFTs on the go. The funding round was led by Paradigm and participants included Sequoia and Solana Ventures. According to the U.S. Patent and Trademark Office, American Express requested trademarks on banking services in the metaverse such as assistance with electronic transfers of money in the metaverse and other virtual worlds, banking services in the metaverse and other virtual worlds, issuing and processing payments of virtual prepaid cards, virtual prepaid gift cards, virtual stored value cards, and virtual payment cards in the metaverse and other virtual worlds, virtual currency exchange, electronic transfer of virtual currencies, as well as an NFT marketplace. London-based gaming startup, Lava Labs, which envisions becoming the Pixar of Web3, raises $10 million in a Series A round. The funding round was led by Dialectic and participants included Animoca Brands, Dapper Labs, DeFi Capital, among others. Funds will go towards the development of its first game named Afar, and Lava will also prepare a virtual land sale in the form of NFTs. In the blockchain infrastructure, Kusama completed its 28th auction with a slot going to Kilt, Parathread 2108. This is Kilt's second Parashon slot that they have won. In the current auction, the data platform, Pikia, holds a marginal lead over Parathread 2003. Kusama now has over 3.13 MKSM, $439 million, locked across 27 Parashons and 2 crowd loans, which equates to over 31% of the total KSM supply. Polkadot is currently holding its 12th auction with DeFi platform, Equilibrium, holding a strong lead over the NFT platform, Unique Network. Polkadot now has over 126 M. $2.38 billion, locked across 12 Parashons and 4 crowd loans, which equates to over 11% of the total DOT supply. The Algorand blockchain has seen 6 million new accounts join the network since the start of the year, according to the project's Block Explorer, bringing the total to more than 23 million. However, it is likely most of these carry little value, as the number of addresses with more than 1,000 algo, $750, is only 71,000. Nonetheless, the network seems to be experiencing a wave of adoption. This could be the result of recent network upgrades, the announcement of an upcoming bridge to Ethereum, or the announcement from a well-known peer-to-peer file-sharing platform choosing to launch its NFT marketplace on Algorand. Ethereum Layer 2 scaling solution Polygon has picked up 5 new hires from the legacy gaming industry to lead the company's gaming arm. The hires include Michael Blank, COO, from Electronics Arts, EA, and Youngko, CFO, from Penske Media. These hires follow the recent hire of Ryan Wyatt, who previously headed YouTube's gaming arm. FreedomFi, the 5G partner of the IoT-focused Project Helium, raised $9.5 million in a funding round which included the venture arms of Samsung and Qualcomm. The funding will be used to continue building out coverage of FreedomFi's 5G network, with the long-term goal of dropping hotspot costs to as low as $500 per hotspot, a significant drop from the current cost of $2,500 per hotspot. So far, FreedomFi has sold 10,000 5G units, with about half of them up and running, and the company aims to have 50,000 units deployed by Eoi. Gamestop noted on its fourth quarter earnings report that the company will launch an NFT marketplace by the end of July. The company commented, "We recognize that our special connection with gamers provides us a unique opportunity in the Web3 and digital asset world." This is all for today. The text version is in the description. Thank you for supporting our channel. Use this information wisely, stay sharp and illuminated. If you enjoy this session, please support our channel by clicking like and subscribe, and we will keep you updated with the news.